Morning, all. All right, starting things off with the news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet for your Tuesday, November the 19th. Starting at the top of the board, Robert Thomas is expected to return tonight for the St. Louis Blues. That should be a huge boost for their offense. They're below 500. They need it. They need Robert Thomas back. While he was out, he was clearly missed. So good news for St. Louis having him back tonight. And we'll see how things go for him and for the team, and if this helps to turn things around a little bit for St. Louis. Connor Bedard, as the Chicago Blackhawks look for a way to turn his season around. Apparently, they're trying him at wing tonight. At the very least, it's starting with him on the wing. That's the expectation, and we'll see if that helps. There's definitely an issue with the center depth in Chicago, especially when you move him to the wing. I did see the projected depth chart / lines for tonight, and yeah, that center spot is oof. I mean, Dickinson's the first line center. I like Jason Dickinson, but probably shouldn't be a first line center. So yeah, Bedard being on the wing, we'll see how long that lasts, and now he does. But for the Chicago Blackhawks, a little bit of pressure to show at least some change in the way they're playing and some upward momentum for some of their better players. Sad news with the Alex Ovechkin injury from last night. Although not as bad as it could have been, because I did see people speculating, like, oh, that's season ending. Oh, that's disgusting. Nah, it's not season ending. They're listing it as a lower leg injury, so ankle. It was ankle on ankle, and he's listed as week to week. So minimum of 2 weeks. Again, with Ovechkin, he is not one that misses very many games, so don't be surprised if he ends up coming back sooner than we expect. He's been red hot over the last couple of weeks. This is definitely going to be a tough one for Washington. What works in Washington's favor, however, is that at points last year and this year, in games where Ovechkin maybe isn't as prominent, not scoring a lot of goals, that kind of thing, the Washington Capitals still playing really good hockey and having a pretty strong record. So I don't think it's going to negatively impact Washington a lot, having Ovechkin out. Comparatively speaking, with how it would have affected them 3 or 4 years ago, losing Ovechkin for any period of time. Austin Matthews. So this story just keeps giving. He went to a clinic in Munich, Germany. Don't. It's not alarming. It's no big deal. He was going over. It's not a big deal. It's really not. For something that's not a big deal, this has now kept him out of 7, soon to be 8 games, and he's going to a clinic in Germany. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure they're like, no, he had other stuff taken care of too. What other stuff? You guys aren't even telling us what's wrong with him. So for Matthews, I have no idea when he's coming back into the lineup. I know that they're still talking about it like it's a short-term injury. Brad Treliving saying he's likely to return when they play in Florida next week. That's on Wednesday the 27th. So yeah, your guess is as good as mine on this one. If it's a week from tomorrow when he comes back, that's like about a month that he would have missed. Almost a month anyways, I think maybe 3 weeks. It's a lot for an injury that again just keeps being treated like it's not a big deal, and I'm still seeing there's no reason to panic. It's not a big deal. He's been out for a while. The good news is Toronto's played well without him. That's the good news. The good news is Toronto's record without him has been pretty good. David Kampf is out of the lineup too, so Fraser Minton has been recalled. Be interesting to see with him in the lineup how Minton plays and if he tries to play himself into a permanent role. Kampf isn't seen as being out for very long, though. Kampf could return this weekend, so we shall see. But yeah, the whole Austin Matthews story is fascinating, and not like fun fascinating, but just strange that now he goes over to Germany to get checked out and to get a look taken at the injury. That's no big deal. We swear it's no big deal. There's nothing to see here. Matthews is fine. People regularly go overseas to get an injury looked at. I mean, hey, who doesn't? All right. Anyways, let's hope that he's back sooner rather than later, but all the cloak and dagger around it's weird. Ville Heinola of the Winnipeg Jets, who has not played yet this season. He's been sent to the AHL on a conditioning stint. This is short term. He is not expected to be down there for very long at all, and the hope is that he will be ready to play for the Winnipeg Jets, not the Manitoba Moose, as of Monday, where they're playing in Minnesota. So that's where they're marking him as maybe making his debut this season for the Winnipeg Jets. And right now, after losing a couple of games and things, I think they're not off track for the Jets, but they're not playing as well over the last week as they were previous weeks. Getting Heinola back could help. Harvey Pinard has also been sent down to the AHL on a conditioning stint, but this one seems a little different. It's being labeled as a long-term injury conditioning loan. Harvey Pinard hasn't played yet this year either, and so my guess is he's going to be down there for a while, getting checked out, maybe getting into a game or two. We'll see how long it is before Montreal recalls him. I do think Harvey Pinard belongs in their bottom six. I don't think he should be in the AHL, but we'll see what ends up happening. Montreal's turned things around over their last couple of games. We'll see if they're able to keep that momentum rolling as we go forward. Good news on the Philip Hedl front. If you're a Rangers fan, he is set to rejoin the team. He does not have a concussion. That was the concern coming out of that injury, that he had a concussion, and who knows what's going to happen. But tests have shown he does not have a concussion, so he is set to rejoin the team in Calgary, and we'll see how things go for Hedl from here on. But no more concussions for Philip Hedl. I think we can all agree on that. Braden Point is scheduled to return tonight for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He'll be on the line, I believe, with Hagel and Kucherov. So Tampa Bay will be quite happy to have Point back. He missed 4 games with an injury. So that's good news for Tampa, getting healthier and all of that fun stuff. Noah Gregor was at practice for the Ottawa Senators, but he's in a non-contact jersey, so he's not near a return for the Ottawa Senators at this time. Mike Riley, so he was getting checked out for an injury that he suffered in a recent game, and it turns out that he has a heart condition that was undiagnosed, and so he needs a heart procedure done. It didn't say what kind, but he's out indefinitely. So it's at least going to be months for Mike Riley. All the best to Riley as he goes through this. Hopefully he comes out the other side 100% and is able to resume his NHL career as soon as possible. So yeah, Mike Riley going to be out for a while. The New York Islanders, they have good depth on the blue line though, so that's the good news for that. And you can obviously put Riley on LTIR and use that money to go out and get somebody else if Lou Lamoriello decides to do that. The Vancouver Canucks. So as I'm putting this board together, the Vancouver Canucks broke this news. That's why it's at the bottom of the board, not to make any mention of importance or anything. Generally, the news is just put on the board as I find that information. I don't necessarily put like the most important thing at the top. Because JT Miller being out for the Canucks is big news. So I'm wearing my Miller jersey because my thoughts are with him right now. We don't know what's going on with JT Miller. What we know is the team has let him leave on an indefinite personal leave of absence, and that it is just for personal reasons is what they're saying, which can be a lot of things. It could be a lot of things, so there's going to be a lot of speculation, I would imagine. But JT Miller, one of my favorite players on the Vancouver Canucks, and hopefully he is back to join the team as soon as he's dealt with what he needs to deal with. Obviously, real life's more important than hockey, even NHL hockey. And so my thoughts are with JT Miller. Hopefully everything is okay. And if it's not, hopefully it's okay soon. So, yeah, Miller on leave for a while. We'll see how long he's out. But that's going to hurt the Canucks. That's absolutely going to hurt a Canucks team that was already having struggles here and there with their scoring and with consistency in their play. So losing Miller, who's a big personality with a lot of experience and has a big voice, that is definitely going to negatively impact the team. So, yeah, we'll see how long he's out. Some good news to end on here is that referee Mitch Dunning, who was injured last night in a collision with Josh Manson, and it looked bad. It was a while before he got stretchered off in that game between Colorado and Philadelphia, but he is okay. He is home. He's resting. He was alert that night. He was moving all of his extremities and all that. So he escaped a worst case scenario here. And it's just a reminder that officials, it's a dangerous job out there. You got to stay out of the way of pucks and players, and then you got to deal with all the wrath from the fans too, and from some of the players and coaches. So I always watch referee when I'm watching a referee out there. I think that job doesn't look like it's fun. It really doesn't look like a fun job. So at any rate. Hopefully Mitch Dunning's back calling games soon. They did finish that game with 1 referee and 2 linesmen. A setup which we had in the NHL back in the day, but if we ever did bring that back on a permanent basis, man, you guys think there's calls missed now. But at any rate, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.